Hey y'all, welcome back. I'm so happy you guys joined me for another week. This week's project, we're gonna play with a little bit of clay. They have this oven baked clay at Walmart, and so I wanted to see if it actually worked and what I could make with it. I hope you guys enjoy the video. I'll see you guys at the end. So here's the supplies we're gonna be working with. Everything's easily available at Walmart. Now, you wanna go ahead and roll out the clay to get rid of those little ridges that come from the package. Go ahead and use any round tool that you have to roll it out. A rolling pin would probably work best, but I did not have one that I wanted to use on the clay, so I just used the end of an old foam brush that I broke apart. So once you get the clay rolled out and get it pretty flat, you just go ahead and take whatever bowl or cup you're using. I'm using this teacup, and use it as a guide to cut out a circle in the clay. Now, of course, you can use any shape that you want. I just happened to use dishes that I had on hand, so pretty much everything was based off of a circle, except the second project that you'll see. That one, I found some little foam hearts that I had used for the project that I did with my niece, and I used that as my template. But here you'll see me cutting out triangles in the clay. Now, just going ahead and using the scissors on the board didn't really work for me, so I went ahead and just cut off a piece and cut the triangles from there. These I'm going to use just as decoration in the middle, because this first one that we're working on, I wanted to make it into a ring tray. So once I got my triangles cut out, I just cut out a small little circle because I wanted to put just a little something extra in the middle. And then I used one of my stencil sheets to stencil in one of the little decorations that was a part of the arrows. And that is going to go in the middle of the little trinket ring bowl. Now, once I had all my cutouts, I went ahead and put the main base into my little glass bowl. Also, please make sure anything that you use to bake these in or on are oven safe, because you don't want any fires or anything to blow up in the oven when you go to bake them to make the clay harden. So I just went ahead and put the base in the bowl. Then I applied the little middle round piece, and then I went in and attached each of the triangles. I ended up going ahead and cutting out 4 of them so that you could slide on. You'd have 4 different attachments to slide your rings onto. I just went in, smoothed it down, and kind of rubbed the clay into each other, and that is how I went ahead and attached the triangles. It's very easy to do. Once I got done with that bowl, I just set it aside and started working on my second one. So this one, I just went ahead, rolled the clay out again as thin as I possibly could get it. And then I just went ahead and put the little foam heart on top so that I could use it as a template to cut out a heart, because if I had freehanded this, it would have looked more like a broken heart. So I went ahead and just used this as my template, used my scissors, and traced the outline of the heart. I would suggest getting X-Acto knives to do the cutting, to be honest, only if you want a little more accuracy. The scissors worked fine for me, but it's what I had on hand. I didn't have any X-Acto knives available. So, like I said, just keep tracing until you get the full outline of the heart traced out, and then you can go on to decorate the heart. So after smoothing out the edges with my finger, I just found that cute stencil on my stencil sheet and decided to go ahead and use that one for the heart. kind of an homage to the follow your heart, arrows with guidance. You get the picture. Again, I just took my little foam handle, used it as a roller to go ahead and roll the stencil onto the clay. That way, as you can see, the indentations would be made and would be different than the actual base of the whole heart. So once you go ahead and remove the stencil, after rolling it onto it, you will see the indentions will come out looking just like this. And they do stay like that even through the baking process. So for this one, I applied it to my teacup and just kind of shaped it a little bit so that these indentions would, well, at the time I was saying I hope they stuck because I didn't know. This was my first time trying this project with the oven baked clay. So I set that one aside and went on to work on my third. So with the third bowl, I wanted to try something a little bit different. I ended up coloring some of the white clay with a goldish tannish color, and the color ended up coming out kind of looking like sand, which I thought it was really pretty. And I just went ahead and as you can see, it got caught up in my saran wrap, but I ended up rolling it out, twisting it together, combining them into a rope, and then going ahead and twisting them up into a circle. And then at that point, once I got it into the circle, then I went ahead and continued that same process as before, using the little roller handle to roll the clay out and make it as flat as possible. So once I got it flat to where I could use it to make the next bowl, I wanted that really pretty kind of clamshell pattern that came on the bowl that I was going to use. So as you saw, I just went ahead and rolled the edge of the bowl in the clay to cut it out. Now, it didn't really transfer like I wanted it to. It made the edges just a little bit jagged. It turned out really pretty though. I really liked how this bowl turned out. It was probably my second favorite. But then again, I went ahead, added a stencil to it just to up it with the design just a little bit. Used my little roller, rolled it on top of the stencil once I got off the extra clay, because I think I had handled the clay too much at this point. But continue on like you did in the first project and roll it on, get the stencil going, and then once you go ahead and get a really nice indentation, remove the stencil and go ahead and put it in your bowl, and then you're going to get ready to do the baking. And be careful when you're removing it, that way you don't mess up any indentations or mess up your pattern that you're working with. And so here are my 3 bowls that will be going into the oven. And this next slide is going to show you the instructions. It goes really quick. You just bake it at 275 for about 15 minutes, not long at all. And these are what the bowls look like once I took them out of the oven. They cool down really quickly, and like I said, it doesn't take any time at all. And so after they cooled down and sat and hardened for just a little bit, at that point I decided to go ahead and paint them just to up the design factor. And these are the paint colors that I was using in my paint brushes that I used. And here is the finished product. These came out so pretty. The colors worked for each individual bowl. The ring holder is so practical and so functional, but it's so adorable. This one, like I said, I think this is my second favorite out of the three because I love the beach and those palm trees are just adorable. The color that I used for the clay when I mixed the paint in worked really great and really looks like sand to me. And it's a convenient key holder. The heart came out really adorable. I really liked how the design turned out on it, and it's really functional for all of my clip-on earrings and ear cuffs. Because fun fact, I don't have my ears pierced. I hope you guys really love how these came out like I do. I really hope you guys enjoyed that video this week. It was really fun trying to see what I could create with the clay, and I think the little trinket holders really came out adorable. I really like the colors that I chose for them. I think that I may make some more as gifts and then just customize them per the colors that the people that I'm giving them to really like. And the great thing about this project is that it's kid friendly, and so you can have your little ones work with you to create different things, and then when it's time to put the item in the oven, then the adult who's supervising the project would of course do that. So if you guys try it out, or if you let your little ones try it out, please tag me on Instagram at haiku_creations. That way I can see what you guys came up with. I appreciate you guys joining me again for another week. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, I hope you guys are having a great day. And I hope you guys always keep creating. All right, I'll see you next week.